All right, so explaining PDI. And PDI is, again, we're going to be talking about in general purposes PDI uh, in just as far as dealing with reps, dealing with fast start reps and everything like that. So PDI, by the way, just so you know the meaning of PDI in our terms, it stands for purposeful daily involvement. Okay, and purposeful. It used to be called personal, but purposeful, meaning that the what is the purpose? What did you accomplish during PDI? PDI is not designed to take some stats. How many demos did you do? I did three. How many sales you have? I had one. What'd you sell? I sold ice cream scoop. Okay, great. Did you get any recommendations? Yeah, I got 10 on one and three on another one and none on the other one. Okay, how many do you have for tomorrow? I got one for tomorrow. All right, how many do you want to do this week? Okay, why don't you get on the phone and see if you can set up some more? All right, we'll talk to you later. Okay, that is not PDI. Okay, that's just talking to a rep, and that rep is not inspired. They're not going to do any more work, and that rep is going to die. So it is not personal daily interaction. It is purposeful daily involvement. And what is the purpose when you get on a conversation with someone? There are distinct purposes. There's things that you need to accomplish on every single PDI call, and that's why you're calling them. If you're going to talk to a rep, and you're not going to have any purpose. You're not going to end or give that rep anything. You might as well just hang up on them. You might as well not even need to take PDI. All right. So there's three things that you're doing in PDI. Number one is to hold them accountable. Okay, really important. People like being held accountable. Even though they don't like it, they do like it. Okay, and so it's kind of hard to say that. But, people want someone to hold them accountable. People want someone to say, get this done or do this or push them, all right, and make them a better person, all right. They might not like it in the short run, but they do like it in the long run. So number one purpose of PDI is to hold them accountable. Remind them of their goals. Here's what you said you want to do. Remind them of here's how many appointments you said you want to do. Here's how many phone calls you said you're going to do. And why they wanted to do it. Hey, you told me you wanted this. You told me you wanted to do this. You told me you wanted to make this much money this summer. You told me you wanted to move out of your parents' apartment. You told me you wanted to have money for your motorcycle. Okay, these are things that you hold them accountable to, and you tell them, hey, the reason why I'm as a friend, one of my favorite lines is, as a person, I want to tell you you don't have to come to the meeting tonight, or I want to tell you, hey, go ahead and go on vacation. But as your manager, and as someone who you came to me and said, I want to make this money or I want to do this, as a manager, I have to say you need to be at the meeting. Or as a manager, I need to say that you need to get on the phone and set up appointments, or you can't go to the beach tomorrow because you didn't get your work done. All right, so that's just how it goes. So the point of the purpose of the accountability is hold them accountable to something and get them the goals that they need. When they see results, that's when they do good. If they go to the beach, if they miss the meeting, then they quit. Okay, it's just very simple. So your job is to hold them accountable. Your job is to be a tough boss and make sure that they are doing what they said they wanted to do. Okay, so let them know that missing a day of PDI is unacceptable. Let them understand that missing a meeting is unacceptable. Okay, unless duly noted, unless obviously they said they were going to and we gave them an excuse or we let them off. But don't be an easy boss. Okay, if they are not working for us and then they're going to go work for someone else who's not going to accept that bunk. All right, so this is how it goes. Our job, our number one job, your number one job, and our number one job as managers is to make sure they are successful. That is it, okay? To make sure they have a big paycheck and they're having fun while they're doing it, but they'll only have fun if they're making a paycheck, okay? So have them, are they committed, holding them committed to knowing the things they're supposed to know and doing things they're supposed to do. So that's number one purpose of PDI is to accountability. Second purpose of PDI is education, okay? Meaning that we teach them what they need to know. All right. Education, by the way, the meaning of the word educate is to bring out. Okay. That is what we are doing on PDI. We are bringing out the answers in them. They need to come up with the answers. We can't give them the answers. Always remember, as long as you're ever a manager or even when you're dealing with people in general, okay, when you say something to somebody, it is opinion. In their mind, that's your opinion, and that's how it is. When they say it to themselves, it becomes a fact, okay, in their mind. That's why in the interview we always ask questions like, where do you think is the best place for people to to do our reps to do the presentation. Oh, in the home. Okay, then we make them say it, so therefore they say, oh, that makes sense to me because I said it. Right? If we tell them that stuff, then they go, well, I don't know if that's the best way. Okay, wouldn't it be better for them to bring their knives to the office? All right. So same thing when you're doing PDI on the phone with people. Just telling them the answers. Hey, you need to learn your clothes. How many times have we told people you need to learn your clothes? You need to learn your clothes. You need to learn your clothes. They don't do it. Okay. They say, well, that doesn't work, or my customers, or this, and they blame everything else. So you have to get them to say it. You have to get them to bring it. You have to bring it out of them, the answers out of them. That's what a great educator does. So let's come up with the answers and guide them. Okay. You have a great tool that I made for you. Is what's called the common errors for representatives. All right. So this is something that you can use. You can say, hey, well, let's go through the common error sheet. Do you have that? And in advanced training, we tell them to put this into your blue book and always have it. And at the end of your demo, look that over and see if you made any common errors. Okay. So if a rep isn't doing well, you can go over the common error sheet. I'm not going to go over on this video, but it's all there. There's 7 errors. I'll tell you the 7 errors. They don't cut enough food. They don't build enough value. They present the prices in a weak way. They don't drop down and find what fits in the customer's budget. They don't have a recommendation book prepared before they get to the home. They don't do consistent phone time, and they don't use their office properly. Okay, so those are the 7 common things. So you can always use that. Go back to something there to help them out, whether they're having problems with recommendations or closing or phone or whatever. Those are only 3. Okay, so you want them to come up with the answer. You want them to read it over, and you could say, hey, let's take out the common errors. All right. Well, let's see. Let's go through that and find out what you did, what didn't happen. All right. Here's a good conversation. I actually typed it out for you. But let's say you're having a conversation with a rep who's having bad results. The first thing that always, especially if it's a new rep, and even not even new reps, the first thing is to blame. Okay, it's my customers, it's where I live, it's my area. It's always something else. It's never them. It's always something about their customers or their family or something that they can't do. It's a blame game in the beginning, all right? Because they haven't learned the skills to develop. So you have to have a conversation with them, and I'll go through the conversation real quick. I'll read it over, but it's on paper for you that you can look up below, and I'm going to put on the website here. So a rep calls in. They say, I just went 0 for 3, okay, or I just went 0 for 1. Let's just say that I just had a no sale. Okay, so John, and they say, oh, well, my customers, they can't afford it. They couldn't afford it. Okay. So John, as your manager, my job is to make sure that you are a self-sufficient rep, meaning that you can do the basics of the business: closing, recommendations, phone, and manager time. Okay. That's what my job is. Right. Every appointment is a lesson for you to learn from. I remember in training we talked about the 20-20-60 rule. Okay. What's something called the 80-20 rule. All right. 80-20 rule is 80% of the people can be sold and 20% can't. Okay, it's the same thing as the 20-20-60. 20% aren't going to buy, 20% buy no matter what, and the last 60% you have to influence. Okay, if you take the 60% that you need to influence and you hit 20% that buy all the time, that's 80%. Okay, so 80% of the people can be sold and 20% can't. Now, 80%, how do you know if somebody's in the 80% or the 20%? 80% of the people love the product, they want to buy, and you just need to answer their questions and make them feel comfortable in doing so, okay? They give you the common objections. Here's how you know if they're in the 80%. If they say the common objections: can't afford it, too expensive, not now, or call me back, my knives are okay, or can I get pieces? If they say one of those 5 things, they are in the 80%, okay?